So let's see kung hanggang anong number yung makakount ninyo with the next screen. Are you guys ready?
Ready.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, start. Four, 3, 2, 1. Timer stops. Okay, sino naka-count? What was your highest, Esme?
30.
Wow, all right, Jerry.
30.
Si Philip.
50, wala palang 50, 30 po.
Wow, yabang ha. Yabang. All right, si Ruth.
30.
30. Okay, what was so special about this particular phase? This particular set?
In order na siya.
In order.
In order, what else?
Standard na.
Standard na.
Same na yung font.
Yan, same na yung font, same na yung size.
Size.
May alignment na rin.
Pati yung spacing, tama, no? So there's already a standard, there's already order in the numbers that you see in front. Therefore, it was easier for us to count from 1 to 30 and sobra pa sa oras. Yung 15 seconds, hindi tayo kinapos. We were able to do it right away because there was already order in the system. And that's what the benefit of standardization means or has, no? So standardization includes who is responsible for certain tasks. So kailangan i-assign ninyo yan. Ang unang-una dyan, yung pagpunta nyo sa committee. Pagdating sa committee, sino ang assigned sa kung anong trabaho? The second responsibility or second thing that you have to take note of is what actions must be taken to maintain the desired condition. Parati bang kailangan linisin? Parati bang kailangan i-monitor? Parati bang kailangan i-check? Parati bang kailangan i-troubleshoot? How often should it be done? That is part of standardization. So the SHINE checklist that you created a while ago, that can be a standard checklist for everything. That would be the batayan for all the other tasks in terms of cleanliness. My owner, my frequency, my task involved. Third bullet, when must those actions be taken? Where must they apply? So yung when is yung frequency. Gaano kadalas, tuwing kailan, at saan gagawin. Number 4, what procedures will be followed to ensure compliance? O yan yung nandun sa ating checklist. Balikan natin yung checklist natin. Ito yung sample ng standard kasi. Naka-standardize na yung inyong checklist. So you have here the items that needs to be done, how often, who will be the responsible people, the duration of how and when it will be checked, and you have to locate or identify the machine or the location kung saan i-check. So that's a sample of standardization. Also, part of standardization is always checking work in progress or inventory rules. Pag ba tayo nag-inventory, bibilangin lang ba? O dapat may codes na chine-check? Part of standardization are also cleaning procedures, just like what we did earlier. Maintenance schedules, preventive maintenance schedules are standard. Just like what Philip said. Philip, what was that again? Ilang kilometers to change tires?
20,000. Every 20,000 kilometers.
So yan ba inimbento mo lang o yan ang standard?
Yung standard ng ng manufacturers.
Yun ang standard ng manufacturers. 'Di ba meron sa lining ng tire, meron usually nakasulat doon kung ilang kilometers or may requirement sila?
May gauge din doon.
May gauge, yeah, there you go. Minsan, 'di ba, pag mas makapal yung tire, mas malaki, iba yung standard sa regular tires. So those are what your standards are. Regular work activities integrated with 3S duties, which is your sort, your set in order, and your shine. You also have to create the standards for those. So this is documentation heavy. I will share with you. This is documentation heavy, which means whoever will be part of the committee, sila ang magpuput. Kayo rin naman yan eh. There's a buy-in of everybody. There is a joint effort to put together the standards for the whole organization. Kayo rin na magde-decide yan. But always remember that it has to be smart. What is S sa SMART natin? SMART goals.
Specific.
System specific.
Okay. Specific. M.
Measurable.
Measurable.
A.
Attainable.
Attainable.
R.
Relevant.
Relevant. And T.
Time bound.
Time bound.
Time na yun.
Time-bound.
So yung mga procedures ninyo, dapat smart. Hindi pwedeng humugot kayo sa langit ng mga imposibleng gagawin ng mga empleyado. Dapat yung kayang magawa ng lahat. Tatandaan nyo po yan. Okay? So let me check. The benefits of standardization. Jerry, would you mind reading, please?
Benefits of standardized. One is better workplace standards. Second is better visual control systems. Third, establishment of roles and standard operation procedure. Fourth, information sharing on required standards. Fifth, improvement in operation and workflow.
Yeah, so those are the benefits of the standardized, or the fourth S, no? And of course, we all know that work and life is a lot easier. People may have problems following the standards. Especially with us Filipinos, minsan gusto natin shortcut. Minsan gusto natin mabilisan. But you have to realize that that's why there are standards. We have to be all on the same page. We cannot be doing our own thing at our own pace or at our own time, making our own rules. Especially with Atlas Fertilizer, you have to make sure that the safety of everybody and the success of the company is followed or is at hand. Or ito yung kailangan nating i-achieve. Success ng kumpanya, success ng department. That's why standardization is equally important in the 5S process. Any questions? You're good?
Naan po.
Esme, are you copying or we can move on? So let's go through some of the action items like we had earlier, action items in standardization. So again, obviously, we take before photographs before we standardize processes, no? Number 2, check the first threes are implemented properly. Ruth, ano yung first three natin? First 3S.
Sort, set in order, and then shine.
Yan. So bago tayo mag-standardize, dapat nagawa na natin yung sort, set in order, and standardize. Sort,
Shine.
set in order, and shine. Only after we do the first 3 can you create criteria and rules na susundan ng mga empleyado ninyo. So ano ba ang standard ng kalinisan? So dapat yun ang batayan ng kalinisan ng lahat. Ano ba ang standard sa pagsiset in order? Dapat ganito. Dapat alphabetical if that's how you want to do it. Okay. Number 3, all team activity documents checklist should be publicly displayed on the 5S board. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Lahat ng kailangan ng activities in terms of standardization, how do you check certain items? Dapat aware ang lahat. You have to publish the rules, that's what we call it. Publish the rules so that everybody is aware that these are the guidelines to follow. Number 4, establish the routines and standard practices for regular and systematic repeating of the first 3 S's. So you have to create a routine. In our old office, when we launched the 5S program, as I mentioned, every Friday was 5S day. Therefore, the first few Fridays, we were sorting. We were red tagging. The next, we were setting in order. We actually started setting in order. When we started setting in order, we were already starting to document. Nung nag-aayos na kami ng mga certain items, nagdo-document na kami kung ano yung mga dapat gagawin. Case in point were the files. Gaano katagal iiwan or itatago yung mga files. We were also documenting kung ano na yung maiiwan sa desk when we were setting things in order. And when we were shining, ano bang level ng kalinisan na gusto namin? Yung mga monitors namin, CPUs, it should be gunk-free. Walang mga dikit-dikit. We standardized that all the cables underneath the desk should be cable tied. So walang cables na nakasayad sa floor. Dapat lahat may cable tied. So that was how we were doing things. So as we were going along, we were documenting this. Therefore, we were already standardizing the process. But bear in mind na hindi perfect sa lahat ng bagay. As you go along, meron at meron kang kailangang i-edit. But at the end of the day, you were already creating criteria for everybody to follow. So that was a good thing about it. So ang standard ngayon sa opisina, pag na-issuehan ka ng laptop or na-issuehan ka ng desktop, malinis yung desktop mo. Walang dikit, walang anything except for the issuance sticker or control sticker. And your cables should all be tied together. Clean, maayos. And then all the monitors should be on one side. All the CPUs should be one side. And your area should only have 8 items. Your desk should only have 8 items. I remember the standard that we had. One, a desk calendar. A desk calendar that was just this small. Hindi pwede yung malaki. Hindi rin pwede yung flat. One of the standards that we also had was only one personal item. It would be a picture frame, a magnet, pero dapat one lamang. Also, one standard that we put was you can put a mirror. Kasi maraming girls dun sa office eh. So pwede sila mag-mirror. Pero yung size ng mirror dapat 1/4 bond paper lamang. Hindi pwede yung malaki. And then, so that's 1/4. Kasama sa standard, yung computer, ikalima yon, yung keyboard, yung mouse. So kung may headset ka, dapat nakatago at the end of the day yung headset mo. And ano pa ba isang standard nun? Kasi there were 8 items. I forget na the other standard. But that was the standard. 8 items lamang ang matitira sa desk. During the day, if you are working, okay lang na magulo ang desk. Understandable yan. Kung marami kang kalat, ilabas mo ang lotion mo, Esme. Okay lang yan. During the day. Pero kung ang standard, pag uwian na, dapat 8 item lang ang nasa desk. So yun ang idea. Itatago mo. Ganon siya. Pero syempre naman, wag nang lahat ng lotion. Pwede namang isang lotion nakalabas. Wag nang lahat. Yan. So that was a sample of a standard that we set for the office. So number 4, so that's number 5 pala. Create procedures and forms for regularly evaluating the status of the first 3 S's. Number 6, standardized red tag procedures and holding area rules. So ito, maayon yung i-standardize na every quarter you conduct your red tagging para hindi kayo naiipunan. That can be done also. That the department will do red tagging every quarter. Let's say every 15th of the 3rd month. That can be a standard. Para siyang constitution, yun ang ginagawa ninyo. You're creating a constitution of cleanliness and orderliness. Number 7, standardized procedures for creating shadow boards position lines, and labeling of all items. So this is if you want to standardize all your labels. Lahat ba ng labels dapat last name ng empleyado muna bago first name? If that's how you want it done. Alphabetical dapat lahat. Is it all caps or proper spelling? Those are the standards. Number 8, standardized cleaning schedules using the 5S owner check sheets. What we just did this afternoon. Number 9, standardized single point lessons for documenting and communicating 5S procedures and improvements in workplace and equipment. Ano yung single point lessons? These are short lessons, just identifying right away things that your employees want to know. Yung mabilisan lang na items na pwede nilang matutunan right away. That's your single point lesson. Naka-standardize yan. Yung mga teasers, things that you can send online or in the email, naka-standardize yan. Number 10, create a maintenance system for housekeeping. Making sure or making a schedule for cleaning of the workplace. A common approach is to ask cross-functional team to do it. Create a maintenance system for housekeeping. Oh, yan. So yan na yung gagawin ni Esme. Magpapadala na siya ng criteria sa mga cleaners. Ito na yung susundan nila sa paglilinis. Para hindi lang basta-basta ang linis. Meron ng batayan. 11, Philip, would you mind reading, please?
Interdepartmental competition is an effective means of sustaining and enhancing interest in 5S.
Thank you very much. Yan. Pag alam na ni Esme, siya ang chairwoman eh. Pag alam niya na lahat from starting to finish, na nagawa niya successfully yan, then she can actually share it with another department. And interdepartments can actually check and audit each other. So that can actually be the start of 5S spreading through Atlas Fertilizer Corporation. So not just one department's doing it, but each department can now start functioning and practicing the 5S method. Ruth, would you mind reading 12, please?
Assign responsibility to individuals for a work area and machinery.
Mm-hmm. So there, you assign people to be accountable for each of these areas. And they will be the ones responsible also to check. So if there's a machine that breaks down, if there's a machine that creates a leak, if the printer is not working, ibig sabihin, hindi itinawag ni Philip yung preventive maintenance sa Canon or sa ano bang printer ninyo. For example, Hewlett-Packard or Epson. Ibig sabihin, si Philip, hindi niya regularly chine-check yung printer. So there was a failure in following the standard protocol. 13, Jerry.
Regular inspection or audit and evaluation by special team, including senior management persons, to be continued.
Ayan. So regular inspection of the upper management should be done all the time. Kasi people, when they get complacent, sabihin nila, ay, hindi naman nag-check sila, Ma'am Esme. Hindi naman nag-check or nag-audit ang committee. Wala naman nag-check, hayaan mo na. So if that happens, then there will be a failure in your 5S program. So it has to be done regularly. You have to be diligent. And that's how you practice discipline also. Because when you regularly check, when you regularly, look into things, people will get into the habit of doing things right, even when no one is looking. Diba? That would sound better. You also promote integrity, even if it's 5S. Even if I'm not looking, or even if my boss is not looking, maglilinis ako ng area ko. Kasi gusto ko malinis dahil 5S criteria yan. So susundin ko yung checklist kasi yun yung standard sa kalinisan. even if nobody is looking. 14. Esme, would you mind reading, please?
So 14. Instead of criticizing poor cases, praise and commend good practices or good performers.
Yan. This is also a good case of positive parang reinforcement na mas papansinin nyo yung good practices and good performers. Huwag nyong ipapahiya yung mga taong hindi sumusunod. Just, what do you call this? I forgot the term, but just elevate or praise the ones who have been doing well. Yan. So instead of criticizing people who have not been following, you can put a leaderboard or you can put a bulletin board or an email. Congratulations, this team, or congratulations, Team B, for doing a good job in your 5S audit. No findings, meaning they got 100% score. Okay. Number 15, may I have Ruth to read, please?
Take after photographs and post them on the 5S board or
All right.
boards.
Yeah. So take after photographs para ma-appreciate. Small milestones or small wins. And Philip, 16.
Complete evaluation using 5S levels of implementation with the facility manager or authorized person in the organization.
All right. So always complete the 5S evaluation to check the strength and the efficiency of the program. So itong levels of implementation, meron kayo niyan, you will create that eventually. Na nasusunod ba? Tama ba na nasusunod yung 5S program? And how are we? What are our challenges? What are our weaknesses? What are our strengths? This way, you're also able to effectively evaluate yourselves. Kamusta ba yung committee? How is the core committee in administering and informing everybody about the 5S program? Because you want to make sure if you're also doing a job disseminating and implementing the 5S program in your organization. All right?